This partnership unites history and travel. I've never been anywhere history is not.
And now for the main event. We archived over 2,000 pictures and videos from New Orleans' #1 attraction, the National World War II Museum. Join us for the venture. Enjoy the video.
It's time to head on over to the Liberation Building. Don't forget, this is a multi-part series, so be sure to check out the playlist.
The Liberation Pavilion Chronicles of Fort Harbor. We begin with the defining words of General Eisenhower, who framed the conflict not merely as a territorial dispute, but as a moral crusade against arbitrary oppression. The sheer cost of that crusade is immortalized here, honoring the more than 400,000 Americans who sacrificed their lives for the cause of freedom. Up close, the magnitude of the loss becomes personal, as etched portraits reveal the individual faces behind the staggering statistics of the fallen. Moving deeper into the pavilion, the architecture shifts into angular, fractured planes, symbolizing a global order shattered by the chaos of total war. These jagged panels soon come alive with projection, illuminating the hardships of the displaced civilians who wandered the broken landscapes of Europe. The narrative turns darker as the screens reveal the liberation of the camps, exposing the harrowing reality of the Holocaust and the survivors' difficult road ahead. Across the Pacific Theater, the story culminates in a flash of devastating power, as the atomic bomb brings a decisive, yet terrifying, end to the hostilities. These immersive displays capture the dual nature of victory, where the relief of peace was inextricably bound to the physical annihilation of cities. From an aerial perspective, the charred remains of urban centers illustrate the monumental challenge of rebuilding a world that had been burned to the ground. This exhibit on liberation and loss articulates the complex legacy of the war, where the joy of victory was tempered by the revelation of atrocities unmatched in history. A plaque quoting President Truman marks the transition into the post-war era, expressing a nation's gratitude and its hopeful determination to secure a lasting peace. The cost of liberation is starkly realized in these rough-hewn transport crates and the solemn white marker dedicated to a comrade known only to God. For those captured in the Pacific, survival was a daily battle, as evidenced by these haunting images of emaciated Americans liberated from the Bilibid prison camp. A lifeline amidst such starvation often came in the form of these battered Red Cross parcels, containing the precious calories and supplies that could mean the difference between life and death. Liberation also marked the beginning of a long road to recovery, requiring prosthetic limbs and adaptive tools for the thousands of service members returning with permanent physical sacrifices. Amidst the chaos of war, spiritual courage shone brightly, epitomized by the towering legacy of the 4 chaplains who stood united in faith aboard the sinking USAT Dorchester. Preserved here are the tangible remnants of that fateful night, including a service book and a survivor's red emergency light pulled from the icy waters of the North Atlantic. Among those heroes was Reverend George Fox, a Methodist minister and decorated World War I veteran, who concealed his age to serve his country a second time. Beside him stood Reverend Clark Poling of the Reformed Church, who left the safety of his congregation in Schenectady to offer spiritual comfort on the front lines. This dramatic mural captures their final selfless act as they gave away their own life jackets and linked arms in prayer while the ship slipped beneath the waves. The tools of their divine calling, such as this portable field kit with its chalice and candlesticks, remain as quiet testaments to faith practiced under fire. Finally, the story of liberation extends beyond the battlefield to the rescue of civilization itself, showcasing the recovered European masterpieces that were saved from wartime destruction and theft. Archival footage of the harbor's enduring legacy, interactive displays illuminate the critical mission known as recovering cultural heritage, where Allied forces fought not just for territory, but to save the artistic soul of Western civilization. From the intricate panels of the Ghent altarpiece to Impressionist treasures, these recovered masterpieces tell the story of beauty reclaimed from the precipice of destruction. Worn by the monument's men, who ventured into salt mines and castles to retrieve these artifacts, this uniform symbolizes the unique role of the soldier as a guardian of history. The sheer magnitude of this undertaking is immortalized in the numbers, with over 3.5 million stolen cultural objects restituted to their rightful owners by the time the program concluded in 1951. Beyond the artifacts, the exhibit underscores the fragility of the peace they secured, reminding us through Reagan's words that freedom is a precious inheritance that must be actively protected. This vigilance paved the way for scenes of jubilant liberation, as captured in this photograph of the Filipino people welcoming American forces with open arms and heartfelt signs of gratitude. Amidst the falling confetti of victory, the infectious smiles of these servicemen reflect the profound relief and human connection of a world finally emerging from the shadows of war. Ultimately, this immersive pavilion stands as a permanent monument to the legacy of that generation, honoring the forces of freedom that prevailed both at home and abroad.
This partnership unites history and travel. I've never been anywhere history is not.